All right, here we go. We're live. It's the NBA playoffs, and this stuff is exciting, man. I just wanted to get on live because I'm an NBA man. I'm everything NBA. If you go look into the truth in sports, you'll look back from 9, 10 years ago, just see some of my takes on the NBA, NFL, and everything. But I've become more and more exclusive NBA because the NBA game is just exciting. It's just like no other game. So now the Denver Nuggets San Antonio Spurs game is on right now. I think San Antonio is going to win this one today. Denver had a great year, second in the West, finished second in the West, but they're a young team. They're up and coming. Denver really is missing like a bona fide star, a bona fide takeover person. And I know some people will be out there and say, "Hey, well, look, Jokic is good. He's good. He's better than good, but he's not a player that's going to take over the game and have the kind of impact that you're going to need to get through a series with somebody like Houston or Golden State. They just don't have it. And the thing about San Antonio, they're going to win because of their system. They're going to win because Pop is a coaching genius. I don't care what people say. That whole talk about Brad Stevens possibly being the best coach in the league, that's crazy. What has Brad Stevens won? Well, I'll tell you what Pop has won. What, 5 titles, and a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to turn it down a little bit now because it's hitting a commercial while the game is going on. But no, Pop is for real. San Antonio Spurs, they're for real. The young guys, their player development is second to none. I mean, people you've never heard. Brent Forbes. I mean, Derek White. These guys, a lot of people never heard of these people. Bertan, and they are producing under the bright lights of the playoffs. They are producing. So San Antonio, they're going to be straight for a long time. When they get Murray back next year, Lonnie Williams, they're going to be a good team for a long time. And DeMar, and of course they got LaMarcus Aldridge. So I'm telling you, man, Pop's coaching is amazing. Now, I want to talk a little bit about that Philly Nets game earlier today. Man, that was some exciting basketball. That was playoff basketball. I like the young Nets. I'm just thinking because they have 2 max spots. So what will they do? What players should they go after to fill those spots? Because those guys can ball. I'm looking at their lineup. I'm like, they got Dinwiddie, Levert, they got D'Angelo Russell, they got Joe Harris, they got Jared Allen. So that's the starting 5. So if you bring in 2 max level players, that's going to send 2 of those guys. I know some of them come off the bench anyway, but that's going to send 2 guys that really get bench minutes instead of starters minutes. But they would have a tight bench. So they got some exciting things going on in New Jersey. That was a good game, feisty. It was playoff basketball, like old school. And I thought the Nets would pull it out, but Philly showed me a lot in that game. A lot of people say, well, they should beat the Nets, but no, the Nets, they're a legit up and coming team. But I tell you what about Philly. Philly is not some team to just be played with. I really, I'm thinking Toronto will win that next series, Toronto and Philly, but I'm not sure. Philly could win that. It could be Philly and Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals. No, I'm not picking Boston. Boston won at Indiana. Boston should win at Indiana. And the games have been tight because Indiana, they play hard. They're going to always play hard and give you everything they got. But I'm not buying Boston this year. I think when they play Milwaukee, I think that'll be a 5-game series. So remember that 5-game series, Boston and Milwaukee. Philly and Toronto, that may be a 7-game series right there. That may go 7. And oh gosh, I don't know. I'm gonna pick Toronto because I think with the experience of Kawhi and the experience of Danny Green, I'm thinking they should be able to get through that series. And it's going to be a battle for whoever comes out the East because getting down to Milwaukee and Toronto, man, that's going to be a 7-gamer right there as well. So I think whoever gets to play, whoever comes out the West, which I'm picking Houston to come out of the West, I think the East team will beat them. And, it would be great for Chris Paul to get a ring. But I think the two top East teams, I think they're just better than the top teams in the West. So we'll see how that plays out. The early series that we have right now, of course, San Antonio, they're going to beat Denver. I think they're going to beat Denver in 5. And let's see, what other games you got? You got Houston and Utah. Wow, that's an interesting series right there. I'm thinking, is Houston going to win today? I know Utah's going to come with everything they have today. But you know what? For some reason with that series, wow, I'm feeling like Houston may sweep that series. So I'm gonna pick Houston in 4 to win that series. Golden State and the Clippers. The Clippers put up a good fight. They stole a game at Golden State. I don't think they'll win another game. That series will be over in 5. They'll play tough, but that series will be over in 5. And then the Golden State and Houston. I'm taking Houston in 6 in that series. I think they win the first. I know they're going to win 1 out of the 2 at Golden State. They may win those first 2 at Golden State, and they may split at Houston. And then I'm picking Houston to go on the road and win and then close it out at home in 6 games. Now, they may win in 5. I know that sounds crazy, right? Blasphemous for me to say that Houston may beat Golden State in 5, but I'm picking that to happen. I think that will happen. And so then you have Portland and OKC. Portland will win that series. OKC won the other night. They shot out of their mind over 50% from 3. They won't do that again in the whole series. And Portland's legit this year, man. I don't know what it is. They lost Nurk, and it seemed like that was going to be the end of them, but it really seemed like it was like sparked something different in this team. So I think they will get out of this series and they will beat San Antonio, and they will end up in the Western Conference Finals against Houston. But they're not equipped right now to beat Houston. So I think Houston will win that series in 6 against Portland. And Houston will face Milwaukee or Toronto. I'm trying to think who's going to win that series. Milwaukee or Toronto. Man, the Greek Freak seems like he's ready, but this is what I think will actually happen. I think Toronto is going to end up in the finals against Houston. And I think it's going to be crazy, but Kawhi is going to win a ring in the East as the best player on Toronto. And then he's really going to have a big decision to make about whether he goes to Los Angeles in the summer or if he stays in Toronto to try and repeat. So there you go, folks. That's the NBA playoffs. And enjoy. I'll be back with my full podcast of Truth in Sports, which we're working on our cameras and sound and everything. And we're going to have a radio station locally that's going to help produce the show. So what I'll be doing is basically doing mostly NBA talk, but then also getting commentary from different pundits out there, breaking down some of the things that they're saying, letting you guys know where they are off track, and bringing it to you straight with no agenda. All right, look, appreciate you guys, and talk to you soon.